Who's ready to dance? I'm ready to dance. 안녕하세요. I'm Stephanie, fellow dancer, here to teach you Vanilla by LIGHTSUM. So let's get started.
So this first part kind of starts with like two different rows. I'm going to be showing you the front row people part, back people's part. Definitely do check down the description box below for more details on that. So to start off, we're going to have our feet together, arms to our side, and look front. From there, you're going to wait maybe like a count or so, and then we're going to place our left foot out to the left, like that. And from here, you want to lean slightly forward. As we do that, we're going to bring our arms out like this, and then bring it back in. So with this, you're basically going to go like this, or this, whichever one, and then you're going to bring it in. So you want to make sure that your palms are facing towards you. So again, it's going to look like this. There's also a little few variations on that, so you can add a little bend in the knee if you want to, but I find this a little easier, especially since this is a very fast dance. From there then, you're then going to turn front, and you're going to bring your right hand to your hip, and then left hand. So again, from here, right, left, you're going to bring your head down, and then nod up. So it's going to be like that. Then we're going to go 1, 2, and 3. So we're basically going to be slowly bending towards the left on our left knee. And with that, we're going to do 2 head nods, or 2 head tilts to the left. And on the third one, you're just going to bring your head straight, and you're going to do 1 chest pop forward, like that. From there, then you're going to hop 1 and then 2. So it's just going to be a hop on the right and left together, slightly bend your knees. With the hands, you're going to bring your hands up to a V, palms facing forward, and then down to a V, lower than 90, with your palms facing to the ground, flex wrist. So again, from here, we're then basically going to pick up or kick your left foot forward, and then we're going to place it down to the left. We're going to bring kind of our right heel up, like that, and then we're going to go hop, right, left. So again, from here, it's going to be 1, 2, hop, right, left. With the arms then, we're basically going to clap to here. Then we're going to flick our fingers out, away from ourselves, palms facing down. Then we're going to go 1, 2. So it's basically a circle in front until they're on top of each other. Again, you want to make sure your knees are bent. From there then, you're then going to go 1, step with the right to the front, right hand on hip. 2, step with the left towards the back, left hand on hip, and you want to look to the back here. From there then, you're then going to go 1. So it's going to be a very small hop, bringing your left foot slightly forward. You're going to bring your right shoulder back, left shoulder forward. Then you're going to switch, so now to the right. Upper body should now be kind of facing to the back. 1 more left, and with that we're going to do 1 body weight forward, like that. So all together, it's going to look like 1, 2, 3, 4. From here then, you're then going to take a few steps, very quick steps, maybe 3 or 4 steps. 2 of your feet are together, knees slightly bent, and you're just going to bring your hands to your mouth like this. So then from here, we're going to go 1 and 2. So it's going to be down, up, down, down, up, down, like that. So it's always going to be to the right first, 2, 3, down to the left, and then from there you're going to place your right foot down, hip distance, like that. So now with the arms, we're going to go 1 and 2 and. So it's going to be out to the sides, cross, and then bring it to the chest. So altogether it's going to be 1 and 2 and. From there, you're then going to basically kind of pick up your right foot, bring it in, that. So it's gonna be like 1, 2. So 1, 2, like that. As you do that, you're just going to slide your hands down kind of to your stomach. So you can add a little like second one if you want, but it kind of has a weird transition. So mainly just focus on that first one with the right foot up. As you place it down then, I'm going to switch my arms to here. So left hand on hip, right fist out to the right. And we're basically going to do hops. With this, feet's gonna go, well, with my left foot, it's always gonna be with my left leg. We're gonna go first to the right, then to left, then kick front, hop, left, right. So with just the feet, we're gonna go 1, 2, kick front, hop, left, right. So then with the arms, it's gonna be first to left, then to the right, and we're going to punch up and keep our arm up. So all together, from our here, we're gonna go 1, 2, kick, 1, 2. So then from there, I'm gonna hop onto my left foot, picking up my right, and then we're gonna place it down to the front so that we're facing left, knees slightly bent. With this, you're just going to circle kind of your head or your arm like this, and then down, straight down to the left leg. So all together, if I'm here, we're gonna go 1 and 2. So this is 2 or 3 of these. I think 3 works. 1, 2 to here, or 2, whichever one. Like this. Then we're gonna go right, left, right. So it's gonna be 1, 2, hop. Again with the hands, it's right, left, right, until you're here. So again from here, 1, 2, 3, like that. Then from there, we're gonna, it depends on which side you are. If you're on the left side, you'll follow me. Right side is just gonna be the opposite. We're gonna go 1 and 2 again. So 4 steps in total, really small. Make sure your knees are bent. If you're facing left, you wanna make sure you're facing that front right corner, or front left corner. Right's just gonna be the opposite. With the hand, you're just gonna place your right hand on your hip. Left hand's gonna be coming to the mouth, like this. So 1 and 2. And with that, you wanna kind of slightly move your shoulders up and down. So right's always gonna start. So we're gonna do 1 and 2 and. Then I'm gonna step to the left, bring my hands to my mouth, and then switch over to the right. So it's gonna be left and then right. With the right one, you're just gonna open them up like you're holding trays to the side, and you wanna tilt your head to the left, to the right. So it's gonna be left and then right. And then from there, you're gonna do a slight hop to your feet together, hands kind of to your hips. You can also keep your feet a little bit separated if you want to. So from here, we're gonna slightly bend our knees. Then we're gonna straighten and we're gonna bring our left heel out to the left. And with that, you wanna kind of bring your right shoulder forward. Again, bend that knee. And then we're gonna keep bending our left knee and we're gonna bring our right heel out, left shoulder forward. So from here, it's gonna be and 1 and 2. So again, it's gonna be bend the knees, straighten to the left, bend the knees to the right, like this. Then from there, you're gonna hop your feet together, straight legs. Hands are gonna come kind of to like a tabletop position here, to the forehead, palms facing down. And then you're going to, again, bend your knees, and you're gonna bring your hands down. So again, it's like 1 and 2 and 3, 4. So with that, you wanna kind of go onto a slight releve, and then come down. From here, we're gonna go 1 and 2 and. So again, it's gonna be 4 steps starting with the left foot. We're gonna all be facing kind of front rightish, right corner, or front rightish or right. And we're gonna go left, right, right. So it's gonna be really quick, like that. So again, 1 and 2 and. With that, you wanna kind of get those hips and balls as well. With the arms, it's just going to bring your right hand up like this. Palm should be facing kind of up to the ceiling, and we're going to go 1, 2, 3. Or 1 and 2. And. So, kind of 4 arms up and down, like this, as a fist. So 1 and 2 and. And then from there, we're going to do like a hop, left, right, placing our right foot in front, turning to face left. So again, from here, left, right, to here. And as we come to there, you're going to transition so that your right hip is sticking out, like that. So with the arms then, it's just going to circle our hands, or our right arm, around our head. Then we're going to bring both our hands up above our heads. Palm should be facing up to the ceiling or kind of towards me. And then we're going to go 1, 2, 3, hip pops down. So, and 1, 2, 3. As we slowly slide our hands down to our chest. Then from there, you're going to bend your knees. Kind of bring your hands to your hips. And you're going to slide your right hand to your right knee. As you do that, you're then going to pick up your right foot into kind of a passe. So again, it's going to be 1, 2, 3, and 4, like that. From there, you're just going to place your feet together, turn to face front, hands on hips. Again, this part kind of depends on which person you're following and which side you want to go. I'm going to step to the right, and as I do that, I'm going to point my left finger to the right. Again, if you're doing the opposite, it's just the opposite. Like that. Bring it together. Then we're going to go to the left, and then to the right. So again, to the left is going to be hands to mouth. To the right is going to be now to the head. So palms should be facing towards each other, and you're just going to bring kind of like your hands to your head and out. So it's going to be 1 and 2, like that. Or 1 and 2, So now to do that part before we go on. So from our beginning here, feet together, arms down side, with a counter cell, and step out to the left, hands out and in. Turn to face front, right hip, left hip. 1, 2, and pop. Hop right, left down. Kick that left foot, left, hop right, left, right, left, left, hop, right, left, and 1 body wave, 1 and 2 and to here. Right and left, place, right hop to here. To the right with the knee, left, kick, left, right. Hop onto the left, place the right foot down, right, left, right, and 1 and 2 and, left, right out, carrying those trees. Hop together. Bend, place that left foot out, bend, right foot out, releve, and come down. 1 and 2 and, hop left, right to here. 1, 2, 3 hip pops, come down and up, place together, step to the right, together, to the left, and then to the right with the head. So then from here, you're going to kind of cheat a little bit if you're following me, but we're going to place our right foot behind ourselves, like this, so it doesn't have to be very big, but you want to make sure that your knees are bent. So again, from 1, 2, we're going to go 1, I'm going to bring my hands into a prayer, and then bring it to the left. So left hand should be beneath the right. Then from there, I'm going to place my right foot back, and then we're going to go 1 and 2. So 1 and 2. Again, circle the hands forward, around to the right, left, and then back to the right, and now you separate them. And with that, with the head, it's going to be 1 and 2. So once your hands are separated, you want to look to the right. So it's going to be 1, or you can also look to the left, and then 2, like that. And then from there, you're going to go 1, 2 steps, and then do a slide hop, leaning slightly forward. Now with the hands, I'm going to bring my right hand up first, then my left. Make sure your palms are facing forward at this point. And then from there, you're just going to flip them. So now your palms should be facing towards you, and they should be kind of at your chest. So again, it's going to be like 1, 2, 3 to here. From there, again, it just depends on which one. I'm going to go to the left, but we're going to go 1, 2, 3, and 4. So it's going to be kind of like 4 or 5 steps, depending, again, on how many steps you take. But it's going to be like 1 slide to left, 1, 2 steps, and then you're going to place that right foot or right toes next to your left foot, like that. And then with that, you're just going to do kind of like a pop forward, slightly leaning forward like that. So from bent to forward, and then slightly bent again. With the arms, we're going to bring our right arm around like this. I'm going to circle it around, bring it up above the head, and then flip those hands forward and down. So now together, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, and 4, like that. So again, 1, 2, 3, and 4 to here. From there, you're going to take 1 step, turn to face front with your right foot. You're going to start to bring that right or left shoulder up. Hands should be down below 90, palms should be facing to the ground. And we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 of those, starting with left, 1, 2, 3, 4. Kind of halfway through the 4th one, we're then going to bring our arms slightly to the right, throw them up to the left, up above the heads, and then we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. So either 3 of these or 4 of these. Again, it just depends on kind of like how many steps you take. And then from there, you're going to go 1 and 2. So 3 flicks of the hands, fingers come out, palms facing down, and you're just going to sit on your right hip here. You can also do that kind of to the left side here, so it's just going to be 1, 2, 3, like that. So then from here, again, it just depends on which way you're going. I'm going to go to the right, but basically it's going to be a hop, skip, hop. So it's always going to be right, left, right, and then you can add a few steps for the next part. So basically it's 1 chasse, and then step to the right, circle those hips from right to left, bring the feet together, and then we're going to go 1, 2, 3, bring it in. So just kind of like bringing those knees out and that right foot out as well. And then from there, you'll just slide either to the right or left. So in this case, I'll be sliding to left. So I'm going to be sliding on my left foot. So now with the hands, when we do our chasse, it's basically going to be like bringing our hands to OK. And then we're going to go 1, 2, 3. So it's like 3 flicks. Right, left, right, step, and then 1, 2, 3. So again, these hands, the ones I did specifically, are kind of the center part here. Basically, it's going to be right to the mouth, and left and right. Or you can do kind of like what the other people do. Or actually, this part is the majority part. This one, if you want to just do the center, you can just bring your hand or your finger to your mouth 3 times, it doesn't matter. But it's going to be 1, 2, 3. Bring it together. Left hand on hip. We're going to go 1, 2, 3 together, and then flip that right hand out to the left. So again, with that, you're going to bring your hand to your head, kind of under the chin, and then to your chest. and then from there, flick out. So then after this part, I'm gonna place my right foot down. I'm gonna start to bring my left foot out, and I wanna try to be in this position as best I can. So we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, down to the knee. So basically it's transitioning from left to right feet, starting with the left. So 1, 2, 3, as we start to come down to the knee. With the arms, we're then gonna go 1, 2, 3, until they're about 90 degrees to our shoulders. So again, with the hand, it's like starting from the right side here, 1, 2, 3. Just circling our hands or fingers to the left here. So all together, we're gonna go 1, 2, 3 to here. Then from there, you're gonna switch over to the right here. You're gonna kind of do like a little, kind of slightly lean forward. So if I'm here, it's gonna be like 1, and then 2, and then flick. So again, from the left to the right, start to bring those hands up to here. Then you're gonna come to second. As you come to second, you're gonna slightly come up a little bit, just to help. Circle those hands around, come to face left again, and then flick out with both hands again, like that. Then we'll stand up, and then you'll hop either right, left, or left, right, until your feet are together, knees are slightly bent, hands on hips. So now as we do that part, before we go on, so from our last left and then right to the head, we're gonna go first, hands to the left, circle around to the right, right, left, forward, 1 slide, 2, 3, 4 to here, and left, right, swing it up, and right, left, right, and then hop 1, 2, 3, like that. 1, 2, 3 with the chassé, circle around, 1, 2, 3, together, to the forehead, under the chin, to the chest, and slide to the left. 1, 2, 3, coming down, to the right, hands up, circle them around, facing front, to the left, flick out, stand up, and then hop right, left, feet together, hands on hips. So then from here, I'm gonna go switch over to the center part. So from here, she's going to slide back on her left foot, leaving that right foot forward. She's gonna swing her right hand like this. Palm should be facing to the ground, and circling out to the right. So it's gonna be like this, and I think you can add a little head if you want to. She's gonna bring her right toe in, and she's gonna bring it out to the right, bend that left knee. You're just gonna bring your left arm kind of behind or to your side. You're gonna bring your right finger to your chest, to your cheek, and go like that. So it's gonna be like 1, 2, slide it in. So really quickly, bring it out, place that right foot behind, and then she's going to bring her hands together like this. So kind of just intercrossing them a little bit to the chest, like this, slightly bending the right knee here. And then from there, you're gonna go 1 out to the right, placing your left hand down to your chest, and then to the left. So it's gonna be like this, and then 1, 2. From there, you're gonna cross your arms, then you're gonna open and slowly bring them in like that. So you're gonna open, slowly bring them back into a chest or into fist. Bring the feet together. Now we're going to be on our right toe here. Bring the hands behind the head. Circle it around to the right. That's just one variation. There's other variations for this arm here. And then from there, you're just gonna do 1 slide forward and a few steps. down so that you're sitting on your left, or you're kneeling on your left knee here. So then from here, we're going to be transitioning kind of over to the majority part, but I will be facing front. You can either face front right corner, or front left corner, or front right corner, whichever one you choose. But basically you're going to sweep and cross your arms to the left side. So upper body should be kind of to the left here. And we're going to go one swivel to the right, left, and then right. So this is kind of slow, and then we're going to go right, left, right to here. From here then, we're then going to slide our hands behind our butt, kind of up to our back, like that. Then we're going to bring our hands in front of ourselves like this. Palm should be facing down, right hand's going to be on top. Then we're going to slide our hand down to kind of our chin, and then out to the right. So with that, you want to make sure that you're looking to the right here. Then from there you'll stand up. Again, just depending on which person you're following, but I'm going to start to the right. You can do the opposite. We're going to go 1, 2. So it's going to be left to the left first, and then to the right. With that, you can add a little chest circle there. And then you're going to slide either to the right or left. Bring your hands down through the middle of your body to your stomach. So it's going to be something like this. From there then, you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 steps in place. Again, really moving those hips. And we're going to basically kind of be smudging our lip with our thumb here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So now let's review that part before we go on. So after our last flick, stand, hop, right, left, we're going to slide back with our left foot, place that right foot out, right hand out, slowly step back with the right, bring the hands together, to the right, left. Bring hands together, pop those hands out, bring it in, behind the head, to the right, and slide. A few steps down to the knee. Circle hands to the shoulders, right, left, right slow, behind the back, front, and then to the right. Stand up to the right, circling to the left, slide to the right, slowly bringing your hands to our stomach, and then 1 and 2 and steps. So with it, so next part, from here, we're going to go 1 and 2 and, so it's going to be kind of like 4 steps, 4 really quick steps. We're going to first go down, and 1, 2, 3 down. With the hands, it's going to be, we're going to start to the left, palms facing down, we're going to circle them around to the right, back to the left, and then straight back to the right. So it's going to be 1 and 2, like that. With the feet, it's going to be 1 and 2 and, like that. So again, you're just doing this hand, 4 really quick steps, and then from there you're going to kick your left foot, hop left, right, to your feet about hip distance. With the hands, you're just going to circle them down, up, and to the hips. So again, 1 and 2 and, kick 1, 2 to here. From here, we're then going to hop onto our right foot. I'm going to show you the feet first. We're going to hop onto our right foot, then left, but now we're going to kind of keep our right foot down, sticking our right hip out. 1 and 2 and 3 to here. So then from here, we're going to hop onto our right foot. I'm going to bring my hands to the left, palm should be facing front. Then we're going to hop slightly onto our left foot. I'm going to keep my right foot down, bring my right hip out. Hands are going to come to the right now. Then we're going to go 1 and 2. So again, from here, we're going to go 1 left, right, and then to the mouth. So in that third one, you're always going to go to the mouth. Knees should be out, head should be tilted back into the left, right hand's gonna be to mouth, or right finger's gonna be to mouth. Then we're gonna go 1, so kind of bending those knees to the right. 2, you're gonna place that left heel down. So at this point, you wanna make sure your left heel's up. Then you're gonna place it down, sticking out that butt, and then coming up. So this is gonna be kind of like a step down and then bottom blade up till you're straight. So with that, hands are just gonna be the same. If I'm here, you're then gonna go 1 and 2, keeping that head and hand. So all together, it's gonna be to the right, left, left arm, right arm, to the face, down to the right, left heel down, and come up. A little faster, we're gonna go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. If you saw me, you can do a little head tilt if you want to. That's just added, but you don't have to. So again, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, like that. So after we come up, you're then gonna go 1, 2, 2 of those. So it's basically gonna go left, right, left, right. So 2 of those. With that, you're just going to kind of bring your hand in and out from your mouth. So 1 and 2, from 1 and 2 and. You're gonna do kind of like a slow step. You can add a little chest circle if you want to. Hands just gonna stay at the mouth. And then you're gonna hop, placing that right foot next, and kind of, you can either keep your feet together or you can bring it out a little slightly. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So with that hop, you're just going to close your hand and open, just like that. I'm going to switch over to the first kind of center part for this. There's like other parts, but those ones aren't too hard, so you can definitely figure those out. So then from here, we're going to go 1 and 2. Again, that hip circle from the right to the left. Again, with the hands 1, 2, 3. Stand up straight, point forwards, and then circle those hands out. So it's going to be like this. And with that, I want to shift over to the right. Right hip slightly comes out. So then from here, I'm going to bring my feet together. I'm going to then bring my hands kind of to my head like that tabletop position. We're going to do a few steps. So 1, 2, knees slightly bent. So 1, 2, and then 1, 2, to here and out. So with this, you're basically doing like a whole lot of like tiny steps. It doesn't really matter which foot you start with, but you want to make sure that you're doing these. So you're going to do 1 with the hands kind of to the forehead, and you're going to flick them out, bring it back, flick them out, bring them back in, cross, and then bring them out. So kind of this part is one of the parts that I'll show you next. The other part, I'm not quite sure. Definitely do check down the description box below for more details on that. So the counts are a little weird. Basically it's 1, 2, 1, and 2 to here. So by this point, you want to make sure that your knees are really bent. You can lean forward to make it a little easier. Hands are out to the side. Then from there, you're going to go out to the right, like that. And we're going to again go out to the right. Again, we're going to go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 to here. So it's just a little thing, but you're just starting from here, 1, from here, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 to there. From here, we're then going to take 4 steps. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. So these are like really quick steps here. With that, you're just going to circle your arms around like this. So 1 and 2 and then we're going to place our right foot to the front, kind of turning face that front left corner or left. 1, 2. So it's just going to be right, left, and you're just going to open your hand kind of twice here. From there then, either place your right foot behind or left foot behind. So like this, or like this. If you're going to the right, you'll follow me. Left is just going to be the opposite. We're going to go to the right, slowly go to the right, come down sharply, and then 1 and 2. So with this, you can add a little bounce, but it's a little difficult. You can just do that if you want to, but you have to make sure that you're flicking your hand twice. So again, from here, it's going to be 1 down, and then flick twice. So then from here, I'm going to slightly bring my left foot in. I'm going to hop onto my right foot, kicking my left foot, and then place my left foot out to left. So you can add a little hop, or you can just do that if that makes it easier. But it's a hop, place down to the left. With that, you're going to bring your hands in front, and then out. So it's going to be 1, 2, and then from there, I'm going to bring my right leg up. I'm going to place my hands on my right thigh. Then I'm going to go 1 and 2, and 1 and 2. So it's going to be from here, we're going to place our feet hip distance, circle my hands to the right, to here, and then come like this. So you can slightly stand up a little bit. And then from there, you're going to go back down. You're going to flip your left hand to the left, come to here, and then bring it out. So again, from here, 2, 3, you're going to go 1 and 2, 3 and 4, and from there, it's like a little pause. Then from there, we're going from our right foot, or from our left foot, back onto the right foot. If I'm here, it's just tilting my head to left, and then right fingers are going to be to my head. So it's going to be out, and then in. So then from here, I'm then going to hop into first position right here, and I want to make sure my hands are on my knees. And you're going to do 1, 2. So if I'm here, we're going to go first to the right, and then left. And then from there, you're going to hop, cross those arms and throw them out to the side. We here like have a count. Slide either to the right or left. So if you're sliding to the right, you're going to bring your left arm down into the right and out. So it's going to be like that. Then we're going to go 1 and 2 and. So it's going to be right foot or right heel out, then left, right, left, like that. With that, left arm's going to be straight out, right arm's going to be out or up like this, and we're going to go down for 2. So 1 and 2 and, like that. Of course, if you're going to the left, again, it's going to be just the opposite, and then 1 and 2. I believe either with the same or opposite hands. Again, I don't know that part. So after this part, we're going to go left, together, right, together, left, together, slow. So this is like pretty fast, and then together is a little bit slower. From there, then you're then going to hop your feet together. With that, you're just going to bring your hands kind of behind your head, just like smoothing your hair down. So like that. With the hands for that one, it's just going to be right hand, left hand, and then right hand. You can add a little like you're wiping ice cream off your face or something. From there then, you're going to hop, and you're going to bring your hands to the right side. Palm should be facing front. So then from here, we're going to go 1 step with our right foot, kind of bringing the right hip out, and then left hip. As we do that, you're just going to go from fist to shaking those fingers from the right to the left. Again, same thing, like that. So it's going to be 1, 2, and 1, 2, like that. From there, we're going to go 1, 2. So we're going to circle those hands from the left to the right, or to the right here. And we're just going to do 2 steps in a circle to the right. So 1, 2, until you're facing right. And then from there, you're going to Pick up your right foot, turn the left to face left, come down like this, then 1, or from here, and then 2. So it's going to be right step, and then left step, circling those hands out to the side here. From there, you're then going to hop your right foot in, picking up that left foot. With the hands, you're going to come straight out and down. So with this, it's like really slow. So it's like 1, 2, step with the right foot, and the left, step with the left foot, and then the right. When you step with the right foot, you're going to bring your hands up to the left first, then to the right, come down, bend to the knees, and then come up like this. So fish should be pretty close to your face. From there, you're going to go 1, 2, 3, and then 4. So it's always going to be hip, or with the hips, left, right, left, and then right. With the hands, basically it's going to be, right hand's going to be going in, left hand's going to be going down and out. So up and in, down and out. So it's 1, 2, 3, and then 4. So with that last 4th one, if I'm here, I'm just going to bring my right arm across my body. Left thumb is going to come to mouth like I'm licking cream. So it's going to be left, right, left, and then left thumb to mouth. So now let's review that part before we go on. So from our 1 and 2 and, I'm going to go 1 and 2 and, hop left, right to here. Right, left arm, right to the mouth, down, heel, come up. 1 and 2 and 3, 4, and then from there 1 and 2, bring it out and circle it out. Bring it together, 1, 2, 1, 2, and to the right, left, left to here and up. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. From there, step out to the right, come down, 2 flicks. Bring it together, hop onto the right, circle that left foot, right foot up, circling to the right, circling to the left, bring it out, and in onto the right foot. Hop 1 to the right and left. Hop feet out, slide either to the right or left, 1 and 2 and, left, right, left to here, and hop. 1, 2, and 1, 2, 2 to the right, circle the left, down, and bring it out. Hop onto the right foot, step, hands to the left, right, down to the knee, in front, left, right, left out, and then left thumb to mouth. So then from here, you're going to do a few tiny steps until your feet are kind of facing to the left here. You're sitting on your right hip, and we're going to go 1, 2, 3. So with that, you want to make sure that you're slowly bending down a little bit more. So 1, 2, 3, like that. Then I'll go to kind of like a little solo part. We're going to slide our left foot in, bring that right arm in and out, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. So with that, it's just going to be 4 steps. So it's going to be, starting with the right, we're going to do 2 steps, like this, and then 1, 2. So at the end, you want to make sure that your your left foot is in front. Or as you're kind of waiting here, you can just slide either to the right or left. So now switching over to the majority part. So after our last here, I'm gonna kind of just wait a few, like a count or so. And then we're going to place our right foot out. We're gonna flick our right hand in, out as well, and then bring it in. So it's gonna be like 1, 2. As you bring it in, you're then gonna go left, right. So left sit, right sit, and we're just gonna flick our hands out like that. So 1, 2, then we're gonna go left, right, like this. So 2 steps, we're gonna bring our arms crossed, and then up. So 1, 2, and then we're gonna go right, left, right, left. So if I'm here, you're just gonna slightly tilt them to the right, left, bring them down and tilt them to the right, and then left. From here, we wait like half a count. Then I'm going to place my left foot out to the left, slightly lean to the right, just flick my left hand out from my head, like that. So it's gonna be like that, and then step together. Knees should be bent, hands should be in prayer to the left side of your cheek. From there, you're gonna go 1 and then 2. So with this, you wanna make sure that your feet aren't like all the way together. Because then from here, you're gonna go 1 and then 2. So with this, you're just bending the knees, but now you're also opening the knees. So again, 1, 2, and as you do that, you're just gonna slide your right hand down like this. Then we're gonna go 1 hit with the left hand, 1 hit with the right. So it's gonna be like 1, 2, and hop, like that. So you're gonna stay, start to bring your hand forward, and then hit forward like that. From there, then you're gonna bring your left knee in, and you're gonna stand. So all together, from here, we're gonna go 1, 2, left, right, and hit, and bring it up. So again, hit, hit, hit. As you hit forward, you're gonna bring your knees in, and then bring them out. So that's just a little balancing thing. Just keep practicing and you'll get it. Again, you can do it to the other side if you want to. So 1, 2, and then 1, 2, hit to left and up. Something like that. So then after we stand, you're gonna slide either to the right or left. I'm gonna slide to the right, so I'm on the right side of the room. You're gonna bring our hands kind of towards the center. Then you're gonna circle them out till it's above kind of your head here. So hands are gonna be something like this. You can also do it kneeling down or to the other side. So with this, it's gonna look something like this. And on like, you'll hear like a ding part. You're gonna bring your head down and up along with your hands. So it's gonna look like this. Then we're gonna hop right, left. If you're on the right side, you'll follow me. Left side's just the opposite. So again, right, left. Left hand's just gonna be on the right elbow. Right hand's gonna be out, palm facing forward. Hop again, right, left, hands to cheek. Come down into a body wave. Hop your feet hip distance. And then you're just going to step to the right, but also turning your upper body to the left and shrugging that left shoulder back or circling back like that. From there, then you're gonna step right, left, you're gonna just step right, 2 with the hands, right, left, and then 2 step either forward or back, bring those hands down. So it's gonna be, are you ready or not, like that. So now this will be that part before we go on. So after our last to here, we're gonna have a few steps and right, left, right, come up slowly, 1, 2, 3, 4 step here. Wait a count or so, bring that right out, left, right step, left, right hands up, right, right, left to here, wait a half a count, step out to the left, and 1, 2, come down, left, right, and close it in. Come up into the right, and then slide to your position. Inwards toward the circle, circle it out, nod down, hand out front, hands to cheek, body weight forward, hop, take one step, left shoulder back, right, left, and then bring it out. So after this part, you're going to be taking a few steps down to your knee. So either you're going to be on your left knee or right knee, again, depending which direction you're facing. So I'm going to be facing front to show you. You can do the other sides if you want to. They're not very hard to figure out. And pretty much most of the part is similar, mainly the arms. So at this point, I'm going to have my hands in front of my eyes, like this. Palm should be facing me. You're going to bring them out, slowly about halfway. Then you're going to kind of throw your hands down. So first into a fist, and then bring it out. And with that, you can add a little shoulder pop forward, like that. Like that. Then we're going to cross our arms, bring them back out. So palm should be facing back at this point. Then we're going to go 1 and then 2. So this is kind of like that weird breathing part, so we'll go like that. So just coming forward a little bit. You can stand up a little bit, but you want to make sure your chest is popped, and then coming back to normal. From there, you're then going to bring hands slightly back, then up, then slowly forward like that. So once you're here up, you're going to bring your palms forward, and you want to make sure that your left palm is slightly higher than your right. With that, you're going to look to the right here. You're going to wait here like half a count or so. Then you're going to swivel your head forward or to look front. And then you're going to stand up to here. Hands on hip, feet kind of together. They can be slightly separate if you want to. From here then, you're going to pick up your right foot. You're going to go hop and then hop. So it's pick up, hop, pick up, hop. With that, you want to make sure that you're kind of switching corners. So with the right foot, we're going to be facing to the left, and then left foot, we're going to be facing to the right. Next part, again, we're going to split either to the right side or left side. I'm going to show you to the right. The left is just the opposite. We're going to go 1, 2. So step to the right, really bend those knees, sit onto that right hip, circle the hands forward, cross, left foot together, hop, hands out to the side as fist, palms facing front. Then we're going to go 1 and then 2. So again, either kind of just stepping in place or stepping more to the right, whichever one, but it's always going to be right and then left, changing corners of course. And from there, place your right foot out to the right. Fingers are going to be to shoulders here. Make sure the elbows are out. Then you're going to circle your right hand over the head to the left. So it's going to look something like this. And with that, you can kind of start to shift over onto your left foot. This will look like this. Then from there, you're going to go 1, 2. So it's going to be a chest circle, 2 chest circles with the hands going to the right. So first right, and then second right is just going to be down, hands flopped over, like that. So again, from here, it's going to be 1 and then 2. From there, on the third one, you're just going to keep your left arm out to the left. You're going to circle your right hand from the right, or from the left to the right, until you're facing to the right. Both knees should be bent. Right foot should be in front like this. And then from there, you're going to hop left, right. Hands are going to be coming behind your back. Then you're going to step 1, bring that right hand front, right foot together. So it's going to be left foot, right foot, and then either slide front or back with the left foot. Bring that right hand down like that. So this is going to be going to be quick, quick, and then slow to here. And then from there we'll do our same walk. 1, 2, 3, 4 to here. So now let's do that part before we go on. So from our last, where were we? Oh yeah, we're here. Few steps to the knee, hands to the eyes, bring them out slowly, come down to here, cross, bring them out again, pop chest out and in. Bring the hands up and down in front, look front, and come up. Right, left. 1, 2, right, left. Right foot out, right hand to the left shoulder. 1, 2, chest circles. Bring that right hand out to the right, turn to face right. Hop right, left, hands down. Left, right, slide back on the left, and then 1 and 2 and. So the second chorus is pretty much the same as the first one. I'm not going to really go over it too much. I'm just going to be telling you about the new parts that you can do or that you need to do, or you can do as options. So the first optional thing that you can do, again, you can do a little center thing if you want to, or you can go to the majority part. So after our 1 and 2 and 3, or sorry, 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4 to here, you can either face inwards or circle, and you're going to do a little kind of shoulder shake here, down to the knee. You're going to bring your left hand to your mouth, and then bring it out. So once you're here, you're going to look straight to left, hand to mouth, you're going to look front, and then from there, hand out, you're going to tilt your head back and to the right. You can also do it to the right side. So you can do like this, or like that. So it's really up to you. From there, you just stand and then go to this part. So that part should be the same. So the second thing that has changed, and that you'll need to know, is really quick, but from our fun kind of choreography here, from 1 and 2 in, like that. Again, you're going to do this part, and now you're just going to stay and wipe the ice cream or food off your face to here. So at this point, we're going to be at the bridge. You should be kind of feet together-ish, hands sort of down to side. So one thing that needs to be changed, needs to be done for the second chorus is after this one, you're basically going to do kind of like the opposite arm of what you do, but kind of the same thing. And then you're going to come down for the rest of the count. And then from there you'll go to this part, which should be the same. So continuing with the bridge, there are a couple of different parts. I'll show you one of them. The other parts are pretty similar. So after here, I'm going to place my right foot back, and I'm going to slowly start to kneel onto my right knee. With that, I'm going to start to slide my hands up to my head, like this, and you're going to start to kind of bring your elbows out as well. So hands need to be on the side of the head. So as you do that, you're going to slightly look up, and then when you're kind of down to the knee, you'll hear like a little click sound, but you're going to then, from looking up, you're going to look front, like that. So once we're down here and we look forward, you're then going to swivel your head to the right. You're going to bring your hands out like this to the right, circle them around, and open them into a fist, or close them into a fist. As you do that, you're then just going to look forward. From there, you're then going to transition to your left knee, stick out your right. Left hand's just going to be down on the ground for support, like this. And then from there, you'll slide your left knee into your right until you're facing the right. Hand's just going to be on knees. I'm going to wait here a few counts, and then you'll stand and slide to your spot. So you can either slide to the right or left, it doesn't really matter. From there, I'm going to step 1. Again, there's different parts, but I'll show you one. Step to the left, slide those hands down to the stomach, and then cross that right foot over your left, and from there we're going to circle our right shoulder forward. So it's going to be like neutral, right shoulder forward. Place those left toes out to the left, hands are going to come to the right, and then we're going to bring it in. So as we bring it in, I'm just going to make kind of like a weird hand heart here. But we're just going to slide them up to the hip, like this. Then somewhere on your count, you're going to hop onto your left foot, right foot's going to come out again, and slowly straighten that leg. So you want to make sure that you're keeping that right foot out. You can also do it to the left if you want to. But ultimately, you want to be kind of in this position. From there on your count, you're then going to come down. You're going to circle your head from the right to the left, if you're on the right side. So again, from here, it's going to look like this. And then somewhere, once everyone's done, you're going to slowly come up and then slide to your spot. So again, you can do it to the other side. So let's look like this. Circle around, but now head's going to go from the right to left and then slowly come up. So then after the slide, you're welcome to just stay in place, or you can do this kind of like tiny little solo part. So we're going to be taking 3 steps. So it's going to be left, right, and then left toe next to right. With the hands, it's going to be 1, 2, 3. So it's going to be right finger to the palm first, then kind of up in the air, and then to the mouth. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3 to here. And then from there you'll slide to left, flicking that right hand out to the right. So now let's view that part before we go on. So after our last here, I'm going to place my right foot behind, slowly come down as I slide my hands to my head, and look front. Swivel the head to the right, circle the hands, and look front. Come down to the left knee, bring that right foot out, slide the left knee into the right foot, stand up on some count, and slide to your spot. Step left, right, left foot out, hands to the right, bring it in, hop, slowly come up, circle down on your count, come up slowly, slide to your spot. And then this is optional. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, slide. So then after the slide, we're basically going to be going to what we learned in the intro. So again, it's going to be 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1, 2, 3 to here. Same thing here. So, part that changes is that after this part, you're going to hop again left, right, but now you're just going to stay front. Feet together, and you're just going to bring your right arm down. Left hand's going to stay on the hip. From there, I'm going to step out to the left, sticking that left toe out. Right hand's going to come up, and then we're going to come down. So it's going to be 1 and 2. Hips are just going to go from right to left. So the first one, right hand's only up. Second one, left, both hands are together. So I'm just bringing kind of like the insides of my wrist together. And then we're going to go 1 and 2. So I know it's a little weird, but we'll start with feet. So after here, we're just going to kind of swivel on the left foot and then place that right foot down, bending that knee, making sure that left hip is under. So with the hands, we're going to go first with our right hand forward, circle it around to here, and then bring it up. So again, right comes forward, circle around until the right hand's down, and then bring it up. So now together, we're gonna go, if I'm here, we're gonna go 1, 2, and like this. So then once you're here, we're gonna stick our left hip out. Left finger is gonna be to the shoulder first. 1 and 2. So we're gonna do 2 of these hip hops with the hands. So at the end, right hand's going to be to the shoulder. And then from there, step to the left, and then to the right with the head. So then with that, we're then gonna do kind of like these hops. So you wanna be kind of low. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's basically a hop onto the right foot, place that, hop onto the left foot, place that right foot out, hop onto the right, place the left foot out. So it's gonna be something like that. So with the hands, we're basically gonna go 1 and then 2. So fingers forward, palms facing down, and then bring them out, palms facing away. So all together, it's gonna look like 1, 2, and then 1, 2. From there, you're gonna hop, kind of look down, arms down, come up like this. So you should be neutral, hands up, palms facing front. Then we're gonna go hop slightly to the left, hop slightly to the right. So it's gonna be like 1, 1, 2. Then we're gonna step 1 and 2. So left foot, we're gonna cross to the shoulders and then throw them up above our heads as we step right. So 1 and 2, like that. From here, you can either wait and kind of look to the left if you want to, doesn't really matter. Or you can do a little solo part. So after here, you can go up. So it's just mainly tilting your head to left, like that. And everyone will join in. We'll hop slightly, knees bent, fist above the head. Then we're gonna go 1 and 2. So also notice with this, I am flexing my wrist. So my palm should be facing forward at these points. So with this, we're going to always go to left first, left hip out, to neutral, and then right hip. So again, to the left, neutral, right, neutral. So with this, you're going to bring your hands slightly down when the hip is up, or you're going to bring your hands slightly down when the hip is up. When you're neutral, hands are up slightly, down, up. So 1 and 2. So these handstands have to be really big. Then from there, we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. So you're basically gonna be doing 4 hops, picking up each leg, starting with the left. So left, right, left, right. With the hands, we're gonna go first to the left, and then right, with our elbows out. And then we're gonna go left, and then right with our hands in front. Just like this. So it's gonna look left, right, and then left, right. So with this, you can either travel to the right or left. Again, that's your choice. So then after our last one, we're gonna take 1 step forward with our right foot really quickly, and then we're gonna do 1 rond de jambe. With that, you're going to basically slide your hands. Your left hand is going to slide, right hand's going to go to the back. So it's going to look like this. And then you're going to place your right foot down, left hip's going to come out, and you're going to do 1 pop, 1 hip down. So out and in. And then 1 out in, like here, and then 1, 2. So then once you're down here, you're going to do 2 more of those. And with that, when the hip is out, right shoulder is going to come forward, and then you're going to come to neutral. So it's going to be like 1, 2, like that. So again, with the feet, rond de jambe, come down 1, 2, 3, 4. So basically you're doing 4 up downs. And then from there I'm just going to place my left foot next to my right, turns the face front. Hands are going to be to the right side of my cheek here. Palms should be facing down and I'm kind of just overlapping them. We're going to go 1 and 2. So when we bring our hands to the left, I'm going to bend my knees and tilt my head to the left. So this is going to be 1, 2 of these. So now this last part, I'm going to split up with the feet because it's a little weird. Just keep practicing. I promise you'll get it. So first, we're going to hop onto our right foot, hop onto the left, like that. So it's going to be 1 and 2. So again, hop right, left, right, heel, and then toe. So 1 and 2, and place that right foot down quickly. Left, right, left heel, toe. So all together, it's going to look like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. A little faster, it's going to look 1, 2 and 3, 4. So with this, you can kind of squish moves together to make it a little easier. So we're going to go 1 and then 2. So with this, I'm just simultaneously trying to place my left foot down and my right heel down. Toe down to here, and 2 and. So again, all together, it's going to look 1, 2 and 3, 4 and. Again, with this, you don't have to place your whole foot down. So 1, 2 and 3, 4 and. Like that. Now with the hands, since we're here, we're going to first go to the right, a little separated. Then we're going to bring it over our head and cross over our chest. Then from there, I'm going to go right shoulder, right to the mouth, then left, and then bring my hands together into kind of a prayer. But the prayer position comes last, so we'll continue after that. So now together, well, one more time. Let's do it one more time. So we're going to first go to the right, around the head, to the left, right shoulder, right mouth, left mouth, and then to prayer eventually. So let's do it all together. We'll go really slow. So first we're going to go to the right, then we're going to hop 1, 2 to here. Then I'm going to place my toe and shoulder, hop onto the left shoulder. I'm going to wait here maybe like for this one. Then we're going to go 1 with the heel, 2 with the toe, and then come kind of to a prayer position here. So now let's do it all together. We're going to go really slow at first. So from here we're going to go right, left, right, toe to the left, right, left, toe to our prayer. So with the prayer you can add another little toe part to here. So here, here, and here, like that. Now a little faster, we're going to go right, left, heel, toe, left, right, heel, toe, to prayer. So now I'm going to show you at the speed it's supposed to go. We're going to go 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, down. So we're basically going to be going down, and we're going to be slightly moving our hips as we come down onto our right knee. So then with this, as a prayer, we're going to go first to the left, and then to the right. So we're going to go 1, 2, come to here, and down. So right fingers are going to be up, palm facing front. Left's just going to be the opposite, and then you're going to switch. So again, 1, 2, and right hand up and down. From there, you're going to do hand circle, back to that position we were, so right hand down. Then you're going to cross just your thumbs. Palms should be facing towards you. Bring it out and in. It's going to be like that. really quick. Then from there, I'm going to slightly separate and bring my hands so they're covering my face. Then I'm going to bring my hands out on my count. You can add a little shoulder forward with the left, slightly bring it back, and then on some count, you're going to circle your arms in, out, and then together. So hand's going to look like this. I'm just basically bringing my middle fingers together and kind of the insides of my wrist together. And then my fingers are going to flay out like that. So it's going to look like that and to the left side of my body. So again, from here, going to look like that, and then slight head tilt to the right. So this is going to be your ending pose. You can either do it, again, you can either do this on your knee or standing up. It just depends. But let's do it one more time before we end it. So, again, from here, we're going to go 1, 2, and down. Circle around to here, together, bring it out and in, separate in front of your face, bring it out, and on your count, circle to your ending pose. So now let's review that part before we end this tutorial. So, from our vanilla to here, again, what we did in the intro. So 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1, 2, hop to here. 1, 2, right, 1, 2, 3, left, right. Same thing here, up, down, 1 and 2 and 3, 4 facing front. Right arm, both arms circling it around. Left hip out, 1, 2, to the left, and then right. Right, left hop. Again, same thing. Come down, up, hop left, right, 1 and 2. Head tilt, optional. To the left, to the right, left, right, right hops. And big ronde jump. 1 down, 2, 3, 4. From right to left, twice. Again, fun footwork, so right, hop left, right or right heel to toe. Left, right, heel to toe to prayer. Right or left, right, down to the knee. Circle the hands around, right hand down, together, bring it out and in, separate to the face, bring it out slowly, and then circle to your ending pose. Great job, guys. Give a hand to yourself because you learned this whole dance. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned all of this dance with me. That makes me really happy. And if you wish to review what we've learned in this part, take a look down in the description box below. Anyways, I challenge you guys to do better because I know you can. Also, please do subscribe for more cool dance tutorials like this. If you haven't, that would be awesome. And I'll see you guys in the next dance. Happy dancing!